Hey there, you jubilant bards and bardettes. Welcome back to I Cast Vicious Mockery. I'm Austin.
I'm Matt.
And hey, we got a new microphone, so
Yeah,
that's the first thing to tell you about.
yeah. It's pretty.
It is
It's
pretty.
pretty good. It's sensitive though, and so you can only really hear me through it, really, because
Oh yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, I'm still using the other one.
yeah, so Austin is
So
using.
sorry,
Yeah,
it's not perfect audio, but it's a step in the right direction.
yeah, we're getting there.
And two steps makes uh what does that make? How come there's no
Um,
word for like a group of steps?
well, two wrongs make a right,
Mm-hmm.
so two steps must make a left.
Sounds right to me. And like 3 steps is your entire movement for your turn. So
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've also got a little buddy up there right above my head. Maybe in post I'll like smash cut to, or not smash cut, but smash zoom cut into him.
Yeah. He's a flumph, a flumph.
I'm gonna go. Okay, well let's make the case.
Okay.
Let's so if I may,
Uh-huh.
to cite the ancient wisdom.
Okay.
The mysterious Flumphs drift through the underdark, propelled through the air by the jets whose sound gives them their name. A Flumph glows faintly, reflecting its mood in its color. Soft pink means it's amused. Deep blue is sadness. Green expresses curiosity, and crimson is anger.
It didn't say anything like that when I read it. Well, the box always said that.
The box always said
the,
yes.
the box says that, but the description for Flumph.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say
Okay.
they're named for the jets that propel them through the air.
Uh-huh.
What sound do those make? If it sounds like air passing through human valves,
Mm-hmm.
it's more like flumph.
Okay. But Flumph is the way that I said it. So
Flumph is the way that you said it, so you have to stick to your guns.
yeah, so
That's understandable.
My argument is that I said it like that, so
it must be like that.
I will continue to say it like that.
That is a fair and valid argument.
Uh-huh.
Is it though? I don't know if
No.
it is. Whatever. It's cool.
It's fine. Yeah.
We're in the holiday special. We're just happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here, yeah.
Celebrating another holiday with you, our lovely bards and bardettes, or whatever class you are.
Yeah.
Actually, here's the thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was
Okay.
feedback from our audience.
Uh-huh. Audience feedback. That's always
so
good.
one thing that I've heard is
Uh-huh.
we do too many spoilers. We spoil too many things. We should be careful about it.
Okay.
But we will. We're good. We're good boys. We're taking care of that. No problem. But another bit of audience feedback is that maybe some sorcerers felt like sort of unwelcome, unkindly treated by us in the past.
Yeah.
Some sorcerers out there.
Yeah.
Possibly because of a thing that I might have said or might not have said about not liking and not welcoming sorcerers. And I just want to clear up any misconceptions about what I may or may not have said, or what may have been said on this podcast or another podcast, or maybe not any at all, which is to say that Matt and I Cast Vicious Mockery Limited. It's not a limited liability. It's not any kind of any. We'll get there next week. But we like people of all classes. races, sort of any feat choices that you've got, all backgrounds. There is an exception though, and it's sorcerers, and we don't like them.
Come on now.
There's just one little it's just a little tiny one. It's just one little. Come on, you gotta let me have this. You gotta let me have this one thing. It's just one little. Who's gonna care? It's just the sorcerers. Yeah. So
I can't say it, but this discussion is reminding me of a message I was sent by one of the players in our campaign. I can't really say it because it kind of is
super spoilerific
about this person's
character. About their character.
But suffice it to say, they sent me a meme, a Dungeons and Dragons meme. And like I hit them back with something, and then they took it to a crazy direction, man. You know what? That's not interesting. What is interesting though is what we're going to be talking about today, which is a lot of different things. But starting
we're talking about
no.
Oh, we're talking about
well, potentially, yeah, we could be talking about holidays. So
holidays.
It's the holiday season, and we wanted to throw a little bit of holiday creation discussion in there, like creating holidays for your D&D campaign.
Why would I want to celebrate a holiday in D&D when I could just do that in real life, Matt?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I'm not totally sure that it's relevant.
Yeah, well, I think it is a little bit. Because, okay, so...
yeah.
You can make it so a holiday is going to advance your plot and whatever.
Okay.
It also doesn't have to,
No, it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But I think that holiday, it should do something. It shouldn't just be like, hey, there's this festival, and then, you talk about it. It should be a chance for players to get to know their characters, right? Like, I think that's a good reason to have a holiday celebration, or, well, some holidays aren't exactly a celebration. Some are a little bit more... melancholy or whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But those are like a funeral even could count as a holiday almost. Like it's the same category of thing.
Yeah, it's like an emotional time of reflection.
Right. And
in some way. Yeah. That's what holidays are.
And I think
usually.
It's a chance to get to know your character and think of how they would act in this situation.
Yeah. Right? Well, it doubles, like it's that, but also it's a little bit of it's world building too, in a way that makes the world feel a little bit more real.
It's like, yeah, absolutely. Because one thing in world building that not a lot of people pay attention to, maybe, I think, is what is this NPC doing the other however many thousand hours of their life that you are not the one in their shop talking to them. Yeah. Right? Like what are all these people doing? And the truth is, real people, some of them just like they work until they can take a break, and then they take a break, and that's what they're all about. And that's great for them. Well, I don't know if it's great for them. If it's what they want, it's great for them. Yeah,
some people, that's their thing, and they do it, and that's fine. Yeah,
right, exactly. And having NPCs that reflect that is going to make your world feel. It's going to resemble the real world in a way that makes it feel more full. Is the way I think of world building. How full can you make this feel?
Right, and also Did you watch Mark Brown's newest video?
Nope, because I am still behind by like a month on YouTube.
Cool.
In general.
Let me tell you a little bit about it.
And then on my own stuff, I'm behind by way more than that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, if you guys haven't seen Game Maker's Toolkit on YouTube, that's a great
I think
YouTube
we've already put it in the homework once.
Did we really?
I think so.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again, guys.
It's
really good.
It's that good.
It really is. Oh my god,
his stuff is great.
Mark Brown, if you want to sponsor our podcast for free, like if you want a like free sponsorship deal, we'll work something out with you, man. Like if I can get a cool T-shirt or something,
or like just send an email to us.
If you just give me a high five through Zoom or something, like. I mean, let's not use Zoom. Maybe let's use Discord or let's use Discord. Because I was already in the Game Maker's Toolkit Discord before and stuff.
Oh, great.
So yeah, we'll just do that.
So to bring it back here, his most recent video it was about Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh, right.
It did an interesting thing where just watch his video to get the full details because I won't do it justice. But the idea is that game allowed you to play at. It takes place in England, the UK, right? It allows you to play as anybody. So like you go around, there are people all over the map, right? Like hundreds of thousands of them, right? Yeah. You can go up to any of them, recruit them, and then you can play as that person.
Right.
And depending on who they are and what they do, it gives you a whole list of like how much money they make, what their job is.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. Like they all have different skill sets and stuff like that too. Right. And the way that the game does it is, I think, a really great way to do that same kind of thing in D&D.
Ooh, okay.
Seriously, because what the game does is all of the people in the game are generated the same way as they are in any other video game, where they're just like the game assigns them like a race and a gender and an age and like all that stuff, and it like goes down a thing and it generates these people, right? But then they might always, like, for example, they might always be in the same place,
right,
until you interact with them. Then as soon as you interact with them in some way, that's when the game gives them all of that
figures all that out,
figures it all out, and makes it, which I think is a really.
Does that ever lead to? I should probably just watch the video, but does that ever lead to conflicts or things like that, where like, like they just didn't program it quite good enough, and so like this character's backstory conflicts with another one or something like that?
I don't think so, because it takes from what I understand from the video is that it takes everything into consideration.
That makes sense, yeah.
And depending on how you interact with them, it will like either increase or decrease their opinion of DedSec, the organization that you play as. It's interesting because you literally play as an organization. You don't play as a person in that game.
Interesting. That is pretty.
Yeah, because the main character could be anybody. I mean, I think I've never played it, but I think that you could go through the entire game just playing as the person you start as.
Yeah.
But
they probably have cool hair and like an awesome jacket and stuff, and like, well, yeah.
I think that you're like disincentivized to do that though, because
most likely, yeah.
Because
they're probably a loser.
Well, again, like certain kinds of people are better at certain kinds of things.
Exactly. So and they have different resources available to them, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Even down to like security clearances.
Yep.
Like if you recruit somebody who has a security clearance in this building, then you can play as them and get into that building, right? That's kind of how it goes. So, but like, just like that, like, so I think that what that tells me is, as a DM,
right,
if there's a bunch of people, like if you're in a city, and people ask like, who's around, you can make up whatever, right? Like you can describe anything. And then if they go and they interact with like one of the people you described, then you just make it up.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what you do. But then you have to kind of keep, is that what we're going to say? Keep track of that person?
Exactly. So yeah, you like maybe jot it down, like who they are and everything like that. And then, depending on how much the party continues to interact with them, between sessions, it gives you time to flesh them out a little bit more.
Right. Exactly.
If you if you need to. In fact, I think it would almost because then it makes it, yeah, because it really makes the game feel more real.
Right. And I mean,
in terms of that kind of thing,
reality as such like isn't the goal with the game, but it's almost more like the complexity of it gives you more, it's like more stimulating.
Right, it's helpful for the suspension of disbelief, I think.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
to a certain extent.
Yeah, and that is what lets people get invested in the story more. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Hey, let's talk about that for a second.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
I'm just gonna recount for you a YouTube video that I watched.
That's what I just did. So
right, yeah, well, that's what we're doing, guys.
This is the channel now. That's a podcast.
That's what we do now. We react to YouTube videos, but without showing them in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, we do.
But also, we don't just do that thing where we're like, huh. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When people react to the videos,
compelling.
Very compelling. No. So it was Grant Sanderson. Yep, Grant Sanderson.
I thought you were going to say Grant Imahara. Continue.
Oh, Grant Imahara died.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Well, I forgot. I did not know that.
Yeah.
What? Maybe this isn't podcast material, is it? I don't know.
That's all. We can. I don't know. Take a moment of silence for Grant Imahara.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that he.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I got to be the one to tell you.
I guess so. That's really sad.
It is.
Man.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's not who I was going to talk
Continue.
about, though.
Yes, Grant.
Grant Sanderson. 3 Blue, 1 Brown on YouTube. 3 Blue, 1 Brown. He makes, oh my God, are they videos about math or are they a beautiful form of art? Yeah, I would say so.
Both. Okay, cool.
They are these, just amazingly good. But it's actually his TED Talk that I am going to talk about now. So
TED Talks are
about
good.
to be even, I don't know. It was a TEDx talk, so it's not like it wasn't on the main TED stage, But anyway, doesn't matter because it was really good.
Sure.
But a topic that came up was what makes people engage. I mean, that's what the whole thing was about. What makes people engage with math?
Okay.
So one thing that we all think of when we're talking about engagement in like a math class or something like that is, when am I ever? Go ahead, finish the sentence.
Gonna need this.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's like the key thing that people are thinking about, right?
With math, yep.
And so if you look at, he took his top 4 YouTube videos, which had at the time between like 4 and 7 million views each. There were 2 at around 4 million views and 2 at around 6.5. Is basically what it was. The number 4 and the number 2 most popular videos were really useful, like important pieces of math. One was Fourier transforms, which are used for what we're doing right now, actually, for podcasting. Oh, it's what you do with different. When you have a sound wave that's like crazy, like this recorded sound.
Yeah.
It's how you break it up into the individual frequencies. Fourier transforms. That's what that's all about. Then that was the number 4 video. The number 2 was about machine learning. There's the basics of machine learning.
Okay. Yeah.
Very important. Like, can anyone say that is not an important topic?
I would go I would go ahead and say that it is.
I'm gonna
an important
guys.
topic,
I'm just gonna put one out there.
Okay.
Like, I'm 98% sure that you cannot trust a sorcerer, but I'm 100% sure that machine learning is important to what? Just look at them. Just look at them. What does a sorcerer wear?
Robes.
That's what wizards wear, not sorcerers. What is a sorcerer? Like, what's their thing? What's a sorcerer's deal? Right. You can't tell. No one can tell. They're these shifty, they're these cunning, I just can't get behind sorcerers, man.
They just are magical.
My next character is 100% gonna be a sorcerer. I cannot wait, because I like wild magic.
Oh,
anyway, that's my kind of thing. To like leave like a huge percentage of what happens to my character up to chance. That sounds great to me.
Sounds good to me too, man. I know, I agree. I think that's a fun concept. Yeah.
Anyway, though, so that's, you know, after talking about those two videos, he said, if we can just find the thing in the math that is useful, then that elevates it from drudgery to something similar to going to the gym.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right, going to the gym, and it's all, you know. You guys should actually probably go watch this TED. It makes me cry.
Oh, wow.
Every time.
Wow.
And I watched it twice in a row yesterday or the day before or something. Mm-hmm. And both times it got me. Wow. It's so good. It's so good.
I know the feeling. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like the kind of inspirational that, like, I don't know, he hit something really fundamental with it. Anyway, I'm going to keep going and ruining it now. So he says that, like, when we find that utility in it, it elevates it to the status of something like going to the gym. Mm-hmm. Plenty of people, like, everyone knows they should go to the gym. Yeah. It's hard to go to the gym, but when you're done, you get to feel good about it. Mm-hmm. Then he pulled a stunt.
Okay.
He asked everybody in the audience, who went to the gym today? Raise your hands, you know?
Sure.
And he looked into the audience and he said, all right, I'm seeing maybe about the 20% of the most muscular arms out there. Mm-hmm. So clearly, most people do not go to the gym.
Yes.
Even though they know they should.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, most people have a gym membership.
Yep.
Even though they don't go.
Even though they don't go.
Yeah.
And Planet Fitness thanks you, by the way, because their facilities are very nice because of that.
That's why
I don't know if they're actually nice. I've never been in one.
It's only like $5 a month there, right?
Something like that, yeah.
And that's why. Mm-hmm. Because nobody's going to cancel $5 a month because it's so low.
Nope.
And nobody goes.
Nobody goes because it's so low.
They just make that money.
Hey, we could talk about that one another time. I saw a suggestion to not pay monthly fees for anything and pay each time you go to the gym.
Oh, interesting.
It's an interesting one. Yeah, we'll talk about that sometime. But anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
He then went on to describe his number 3 and number 1 most viewed video. The number 3 was about having, like, you're going to have to watch it, but you take these 2 blocks, like squares.
Okay.
And you put them with like a wall here and the squares here, and you take this one and run it into that. How many times are they going to collide? If it's a frictionless, ideal environment.
Okay.
So if you go like this and you hit this one, it goes 1, hits the wall here. That's 3 collisions. That it just is. I'm just telling you the answer there.
Okay. Yes.
If this block is bigger, it goes like this and it hit, but then this one hasn't stopped because it didn't release all of its momentum into the other block because it's smaller. Mm-hmm. So this one will bounce and it'll, like that. All right, it'll hit a few times, closer and closer to the wall, and then it bounces off, and then eventually they never touch again. If you take this block and you make it 1 gram, and you make this block 100 grams, they bounce off each other 314 times. No, 31 times. Sorry, I wasn't there yet. If you make this one 10,000, then they bounce 314 times.
That's a lot.
If you make it, what would that be? Not 1,000,000. Then they bounce 3,141 times. And every time you multiply by 100, it adds another digit of pi to the number of times that they bounce.
What?
Yes. What is pi doing there? There is no circle. There is no circle.
What?
Pi is for circles. And also, why is pi counting something? Pi doesn't count things. It's essentially a random number.
That's a bonkers, dude.
Right?
That's nuts.
Right? But if you keep it going, it really does. It actually does it exactly calculates the value of pi.
That's so weird.
If you just keep it going. That is insane.
Because out to a certain number,
right?
Like, you can't call that a coincidence.
And it's not. And he shows you how to find the circle in it and how to unravel that mystery. And here was the number 1 video.
Okay.
It was about
cats.
You have a sphere.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
And you have to pick 4 random points on it.
Okay.
And then draw a shape that connects them, which would be a tetrahedron. That's half a D8. It's half a D8. All right?
Yep.
Roughly, but it's going to be a different shape. What is the probability that tetrahedron will contain the center point of the sphere? Sometimes if they're all clumped together, it does not contain it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does, if they're spread apart enough, right?
Yep. Gotcha.
When am I going to use this? The truth is,
party trick. Impress your friends.
Here's kind of why that video was so popular.
Okay.
It was titled "The Hardest Problem on the Hardest Test," because that problem was number 6 on a Putnam test, which is given to the highest achieving college math students each year. And it's a test where the average score is around 2%. It's that kind of math test, right?
Jeez, okay.
And problem 6 is the final problem. And they're supposed to scale up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On that test, I think number 6 might have been the hardest, or number 4 was. It was a weird situation. I can't remember exactly. He has another video on the other one. Anyway, that's what got people so interested in it. It was kind of like a clickbaity deal, right? But also, it's true. It's true. And he walks you through not just the math behind it, but how you, not a super math genius, but how you, regular person man, that's my new superhero.
Regular person man
could use the same tools that they use, those math geniuses, to come to that conclusion yourself. Right?
Okay, sure.
So that's what it's about. That was his number 1 most popular video at the time. And it turns out that when am I going to use this is not a very good question to ask about math. Instead, if you want to look at something that's more popular than math, something that engages people more.
Yeah.
How many people do you know?
Okay.
Who have engaged with some piece of fiction in the last, I don't know, week?
Literally everybody that I know.
Literally everybody that I know as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Netflix, podcasts. For me, podcasts in particular, like the Adventure Zone or something like that is totally counts. I actually watched a whole episode of Critical Role recently. Yeah.
A man after my own heart.
The newest one, but now there's a new one today.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Yeah, new one uploaded today. Yeah.
So now I'm like behind again. I'm probably never gonna catch up.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot.
It is.
I'm the kind of crazy person when I really like something, I'll watch all thousands of hours of it.
I normally would.
Yeah, I know. You don't have a lot of time. I normally would,
and I watch too many things. Anyway, but that's the thing. Everybody engages with that, and I'm just gonna say what he said in the talk. When you read Harry Potter, were you thinking, but when am I going to use Wingardium Leviosa?
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. No, yeah.
That is not the point of it. Like we do these things here. I'm going to go into the comments section now. All right. So,
okay.
Somebody quoted a mathematician. He said, "We teach things in math class. Like if we were teaching an art class, except all we taught them to do was paint a fence and paint a wall. And we never showed them the work of the great artists before them. Then the kids would say, I hate art, but what they really mean is, I hate painting the fence." Right? Like it's not the same thing. Like just looking for, the utility of it, just looking for the realness of it. There's something else out there. There's another part to it all that our brain just eats up.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying, because I was very, very, and am, it's part of my personality, I think, to be very, I think, what's the word I'm looking for? Like changeable. I'm a product of my environment.
Malleable.
Yeah.
No, wait. I think I know the word you're going for here.
Like other things influence me a lot.
That's a good explanation of it. We don't need the word.
Yeah, whatever. The word is gone. Hey, tell us what the word is in the comments that I can't remember. Anyway, Impressionable. Yes, I've always been very impressionable. I am a product of, well, everybody is a product of their environment, right? But I think that fiction had a pretty big impact on me, like more so than like my parents or my teachers. Like my friends and fiction were the two things that influenced me the most when I was young. And then martial arts.
Yeah.
When I was a little bit older.
Yeah.
So like there was things like Codename Kids Next Door taught me that candy was good and broccoli was bad. So
100% true.
Yeah, like growing up,
that's why I'm so bad.
Right. Like I love broccoli now.
Right.
Like it's delicious. I probably would have liked it when I was a kid, but no. I was taught that candy is good.
It's really funny watching Kids Next Door now.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's not like those shows where you watch it now and you sympathize with the adults or something. But now you realize like everybody is just so exaggerated.
Yeah,
they're all
everything.
So like,
yeah,
they're being melodramatic. Is what it is. It's melodrama.
Yep.
Right, and it's really good. It's a good show, I think.
Yeah, it was a good show. It just influenced me in that way. Which you could consider to be negative. Right. But it was the same way with math. Like that was the social, I guess, thing, was that math is that it was the mantra. Everybody said, when am I ever going to use this?
Yep.
And I picked that up too.
And you know what? I think I did as well a little bit.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it. But luckily I fought against it because I don't do what I'm told. Like ever. Just to a serious fault. Anyway.
Yeah, we've talked about that too.
Yeah.
But thinking back in high school, some of two of my favorite classes were geometry. I loved geometry. I had so much fun, but I pretended that I didn't like it because nobody else did. Nobody else liked geometry.
Yep.
But I did. My geometry teacher really liked me because I aced all the tests in a way that nobody else did really in my class. Well, there are other, I think because I aced the test, but also I actually engaged with the work in a way. Like I wasn't the student who was the straight A student who was like super like calculated and like did all this stuff. I just thought it was fun.
Right.
That's
you know? Exactly it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I never once thought, when am I ever going to use this? I was just like, it was like a puzzle. I was like, this is fun. This is cool. I loved proofs. I loved like side angle side, like figuring out like how to calculate all that stuff.
You're like, I know I can prove. I swear I can 100% rigorously prove that this and this are symmetrical, or that this angle should be this measure.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how am I gonna do that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure this out. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it.
And then the second class that did that for me was calculus. Right. I really, really liked calculus. I was terrible at calculus.
Yeah.
Because the one math class that I didn't engage with and didn't learn very well was trigonometry. And calculus is really hard without trigonometry because a lot of it is trigonometry.
Yeah, well, because they go like, all right, we're doing calculus, and then we're doing calculus trigonometry type stuff. Like, technically, you can do calculus without ever seeing
you could
a sine, cosine, or tangent, but it, people don't consider that to be complete calculus.
Right, exactly. Well, so like the now that word is escaping me in algebra. The algebra calculus stuff.
Yep.
I loved that. I thought that was so much fun because I could do it. And then anytime there was trigonometry calculus, I literally panicked a couple of times on a test. Like I saw sine and I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what that means. I have no idea. So I get what you're saying, I guess.
I would, in Calc 3, which is, I don't know if it was 3. In vector calculus, though. That's like 3D supercalculus, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I got to do that in college, and it was really cool. I liked my college classes because of all the fun stuff I got to learn. But here's like every time our teacher would he'd give us these crazy hard bonus problems.
Okay.
And I would I didn't really do them, but I would just walk up to him after class and be like, all right, when we do this problem, do you start by like finding this normal vector and then doing that and then this and that, and like kind of talking through the proof? And then he'd be like, yep, that's right. And I'd be like, cool. Now, it's actually a lot of work. In that class, it was like pages and pages for proofs. It was like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where there was like a lot of writing if you wanted to actually do it. So I never actually did the bonus assignments, but like engaging with them was really fun.
Yeah, like
even just getting the gist of it. Yeah, and like
just knowing that you know the way to do it and you could is enough in some instances. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was that's where I'm at. Sorry.
No, I mean, no, this is the conversation that I hoped would come from what you were saying.
Right.
Because like and then you can say that about almost anything, like because there were a lot of subjects in school that I just really liked, but you could say that almost none of it is useful.
Right.
Like in some way. Yeah. Like some people might be like, well, yeah, grammar is useful. Not really. You don't need it to communicate with people.
No. And in fact, studying grammar is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when learning new languages, is they start with grammar and then they don't try to speak to anybody until they feel like they've mastered grammar. You're never going to feel like you've mastered grammar.
No, because
I don't know if you've noticed it, but you mess up all the time when you talk, you idiot.
Well, there are always exceptions to rules and stuff like that, you know.
Right, exactly.
And like because I have like acting tendencies, studying grammar doesn't make any sense because like you said, nobody speaks with proper grammar.
No,
like almost nobody does.
Yeah, and so, what you do by actually talking to people is you learn the ways that they bend the rules and how that makes them sound.
Yeah.
And that's the real deal with grammar. That's what you need.
Right. Grammar will not help you be understood.
No.
Talking to somebody will help you. Well, I was telling you, was I telling you? I feel like I was telling you this. Did I tell you this on the podcast about my CIA professor?
I don't know if that was on the podcast.
No, it wasn't. It was after we recorded last time. That's right. Yeah, because that's what. So I had a professor in college. I studied criminal justice in college. So I didn't have a math class in college. I took calculus again, actually, in college. Believe it or not.
I did too.
Just because I could. Which side note, I got a C, but everybody else did so bad that it curved to an A.
Wow. So I should have gone to your school.
Oh man. The girl that sat next to me in that class was the only other person that knew what they were doing other than me, I think. Which is crazy. Anyway, so and I think I was the only freshman. Potentially. I wanted to take it right away so
you couldn't forget it all.
Yeah, so I didn't forget the calculus I had just done in high school.
Yeah, man.
So anyway, that was a side note. My CIA professor, I just mean that he was a professor of mine who was a former CIA agent.
Right.
He said he went into the CIA, he said, right after high school. And I know I told you this, but the really cool thing is they said you need to speak another language other than English. And he said, okay. And they said, well, we're going to help you with that. Like, you don't have to like know it already. You know, it's part of your CIA training. What language do you want to know? And he said, well, I took Spanish in high school, so I guess I have a little bit of a basis there. So maybe I'll do Spanish. And they were like, okay. And his Spanish training was they flew him to Central America and then said, all right, see you in 2 months. And that was his language training. That's what he got. After 2 months of just living in like Nicaragua, I think it was, then he could speak Spanish.
Let's talk about that in D&D.
Yeah.
All right. So listen. Proficiencies and things like that. Yeah. I really like what we did. Well, not what we did, but in the campaign that you're running with us, with everybody. I like that Dissol is learning an instrument.
Yes.
Right?
That's cool.
He still can only play like one song, right?
Yeah, but he plays it pretty well.
He plays it pretty well. That's like me on piano. I can play one song, well, part of it, pretty well. And that's it.
Yeah. I factored in that would take a while to learn. So, he spent a lot of time on it. So,
yeah. But that's like perfect. That's awesome. Yes, you should do that. Your characters are allowed to. I think they can have interests like any other person. Yeah, and they can have hobbies because, saving the world from evil. Some people are the type to be obsessed about something and only do that. Other people are not, and they need to recharge and do other things.
Like have recreation or hobbies.
Yeah. And a hypothesis that I've heard that I'm kind of working on, that I'm like kind of feeling out for myself and seeing where I fall on this.
Okay.
Is that actually your mind doesn't need rests in the sense that like you need to just veg out for however, an hour or 2 hours or 5 hours a day. like just watching Netflix or whatever. But that your mind, it can go full force all day. Like you can be doing hard things all day if you want, as long as you switch it up and it's not just one thing. And it's not stuck hitting the same wall. If that makes sense.
Actually,
like intuitively, I'm of two minds about that.
Okay.
Because I feel like if I went full force all day every day, it would wear me out in some way.
Yeah, it would take a toll.
But at the same time, I have noticed that like when I, like I can do chores for several hours a day and then go to work and feel fine.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, in fact, I'm doing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I think 5 hours of chores or something. And then 8 hours of work. I don't remember how much.
Yeah.
And I'm betting just like last week, it's going to be totally fine. Yeah. So it just depends. I don't know.
Well, and that's the interesting thing is that, I guess I do veg out. My veg out, I do that for 30 minutes to an hour every day because I watch Game Grumps.
Yep.
There are 2 YouTube channels where I have literally seen every video on them.
Is this one of them?
No, because I didn't watch the episode today.
Oh, okay. No, I actually watched it already.
I didn't. No.
Okay.
Well, that's confusing. Never mind. So, okay, 3.
It's going to be true though. When this one comes out, I will have watched this one as well to make the show notes.
I guess that's true. So, yeah. So I guess 3. I guess if you count this one, I do watch them all after they go up.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not true. I haven't seen every video on the Critical Role channel because I've seen every episode of Critical Role except for the one that came out today. But I haven't yet watched every episode of Talks Machina.
Yeah.
And
I just watched part of the newest one.
I didn't. So I'm close. But Game Grumps is the other one. Oh, I guess Nakey Jakey. I've watched all of his stuff too.
Oh, yeah. I have.
But he doesn't have a ton of stuff.
I've completed Nakey Jakey as well.
Yeah, I've completed the Nakey Jakey channel.
Yeah. I'm not caught up on Game Grumps, obviously, or most things. Is there a channel that I can say another one that I can say I've completed right now? Probably.
Game Maker's Toolkit, I might be close. Because after I discovered it, I went back and watched a lot of his earlier ones.
Yeah.
Probably not all of them.
You know what? Just the newest one I haven't watched yet. Otherwise, definitely I've watched all of his.
Yep, you should check it out because it's real good.
Game Maker's Toolkit has sponsored this video.
Mark Brown.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark Brown.
Thank you, Mark Brown. I love your voice, by the way.
Yeah, the accent is so nice.
And
very listenable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was derailed. I don't even remember what I was saying, but instead of talking about whatever I was talking about, Basket is clawing at the door.
She sure is.
Instead of talking about what I was going to talk about, I'd like to bring this full circle and just say that making holidays in your D&D campaign is a really fun thing to do. You already said this, but I want to get into how we did this in Cataclysmic Rift,
right?
That I'm running. But it's a really great way to just see how the characters react to that kind of environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
It's a different side of them.
Right. Exactly. So, myself and one of my players, Forrest, who plays Marty, the Turtle Barbarian.
Sequel to Marty McFly.
Martin Hampton. That's
right.
That's his name.
That's our man.
That's the guy.
Martin Hampton Sr., I guess.
Yep. Because there's Marty Jr. running around out there. He so Forrest and I both came together because the campaign was moving in the direction of his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not Forrest's hometown, Marty's hometown.
Oh yeah.
And we thought it would be a cool thing if there was like a festival going on when you guys got there. So the date doesn't really matter all the time, right? Like it doesn't have to happen. Like it could literally happen anytime, depending on what it is. There could be you could make like a solstice type thing. In that case, it probably should happen on a specific day.
Yeah.
But you don't. But you could just be a festival. I mean, like, what's special about the 4th of July other than that happens to be the day where things went down? You know,
there you go.
Like that.
That's a good way to decide.
Right. So
if you're in a pinch, you could just be like, all right, what could have happened this day that made people be like, hey, we should party?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Was it somebody's birthday? Is it someone's birthday?
There you go.
Are they celebrating the birthday of an emperor?
Oh,
right. And
cool.
then like every year on this day, or perhaps the anniversary of a coronation.
Oh yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like maybe this year is the Diamond Jubilee. And
yeah,
that it's because they've been what is diamond, 50 years or something, been the ruler.
What do you mean?
It's called, so the you know how anniversaries, there's like your silver anniversary is the 25th and stuff. It keeps going, and 50th or something is diamond, and those same things apply to all sorts of anniversaries or birth dates, I guess.
I vaguely have heard that
like
before.
Creation of a company or whatever.
But I honestly was not super familiar with that term until just now. Now I am familiar with that term.
Yep. I remember celebrating the Diamond Jubilee in RuneScape. Yeah, so that happened recently.
Yeah.
Actually, it was within the last. I've only been playing RuneScape for 10 years, maybe. Well, I don't play it right now.
Well, yeah.
But could. Like my character has existed for about 10 years or so, and
sure.
like every once in a while, I go back and like go, "Hey, has anyone got on my account?" Which like last time they did, and like, oops. I don't have stuff anymore. Yeah, they took all my stuff.
Somebody hacksaws.
Yeah, hopefully I got it secured now, but it probably isn't. And oops.
Well,
I made a new account, but it doesn't matter.
So you said that was recent? So like 1995 or 1996?
Oh, the Diamond Jubilee?
Or 1990?
2000 something. 2010 something.
I thought you said that was 25 years. Was diamond.
No, 25 is silver. Diamond, I don't remember. It's like 50 or something. But it was Queen Elizabeth's Diamond Jubilee.
Oh,
that was being celebrated.
Okay. Yeah, I was all confused. Now I get it. Now I understand. Anyway.
But yes, that can be a thing.
Yeah,
in your campaign.
In this instance, Forrest came up with almost everything. I mean, I pretty much just ran it, like which I think is also a cool idea that he came up with the ideas for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
He called it a tube kala. I think is what it was.
Yep, a tube kala.
Yeah, and honestly, we didn't even like really discuss what it was or what it was for.
Yeah, like what it was for.
Yeah, because that really didn't matter.
It kind of doesn't with a lot of festivals and, like...
I mean, like we don't talk about how Christmas is kind of like the amalgamation of like the Christian, thing put on the pagan winter holiday. Like that doesn't matter.
No, not in everyday life.
No, not in everyday life. I mean, I guess maybe.
And certainly not for like, if you're going to a Christmas party.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't necessarily need to know that unless it matters in like the things that you do, which in this case for Christmas, you should show up and you drink spiked eggnog or something. I don't know. Actually, maybe I should research what to do at a Christmas party.
It doesn't matter this year, but maybe for next year.
Yeah, maybe next year I'll have to know this.
You'll have to know what to do at a Christmas party.
Shoot, what if I don't study?
Some people do white elephant gift exchanges, and in that case, you have to know whether whether it's like the thing where you bring a really crappy gift and it's funny, or if you bring like a nice.
Everybody brings a sous vide thing.
A sous vide. Dude, I was thinking about getting a sous vide
maker, sous vide machine.
It's just called a sous vide. That's the name of the device. It's a sous vide.
How awesome is sous vide, though?
It's so
cool. Can we hook Callie up with one of those in the Cataclysmic Rift? She can do that.
Yeah, I guess so.
She can 100% make that.
Make a sous vide? Yeah, sure.
They are so much cheaper now than they... Because when they first came on the radar, they were 10 times as expensive as they are now. Easily.
I looked one up on Amazon. It was like $70.
Whoa, that... Never mind. They were like 40 times as expensive as they are now then.
like thousands.
Yeah. There were some I remember the first one that I saw was in like a Wired magazine or something. And it was like people were just starting to talk about this new way of cooking stuff, and it was $3,000. And I was like, one day. And then that same brand, I think now it is like $300 or $200.
Another YouTube channel I watch, Binging with Babish.
Binging with Babish again.
He's
coming back.
Yeah. He uses a sous vide a couple of times in his videos. I had never heard of it before, actually. Before then, it's so cool. I want one.
You just make the food whatever temperature you want.
Yeah.
Screw you, gods. Yeah. I am the one in charge now. I don't play by your rules.
I don't play by your rules. I really want to use it to make pulled pork or barbecued pork or whatever.
Yeah.
Because apparently you just stick it in the sous vide and like you cover it up and you just let it go for like a day or two or something. And then you pull it out and then you throw it in an oven for like a couple minutes, and then it like tastes amazing. Like it's been in a slow cooked barbecue, like the same, almost the same. You don't get the same smoky flavor, I guess, but personally, I'm not a fan of smoky flavors.
Personally, I prefer the air. What? Sorry, every time I hear something that could be a Star Fox quote,
okay,
it just has to.
It has to come out.
Yeah.
For half a second, I thought you were making like some kind of weird, like Smokey the Bear, like reference of some kind.
Oh no! No! Never.
I don't know. I didn't play Star Fox.
I never played Smokey the Bear, so
that's true. Anyway, get a sous vide, everybody. They're pretty cool.
What else you got brewing in your home cooking area? I'm talking about homebrew. It's homebrew time. Let's bring it home.
Okay. It's the holidays. So
it's a Monday.
Again, I just read the title of this one. You know, they say don't judge a book by its cover.
Judge a book by its cover for homebrew.
You should just trust your gut. I don't care if this is bad. It's great. The user is user aripockily.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to spell that one.
aripockily. Aripockily.
Aripock, I love you. It's a confession.
That's what
It's like they made their username and they were thinking about somebody named Aripock, and they wrote that, and then they kept. But now it's probably been 10 years, and they can't change their username and stuff, and that's hilarious, and I love it. But that's probably not.
I hope you and Ari are happy together now. You know,
or I hope you've forgotten who they are.
I hope you.
And you're just like, what was my username all about?
I hope you got a tattoo of her name and then had to get that tattoo where you cross it out. You ever see those? You ever see it where there's a list of 10 names? Anyway. So this is a mall Santa. No. You misunderstand. This is a mall Santa.
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying.
MAUL.
Oh, yeah.
Mall Santa.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're on the same.
That's the title. The title is No, You Misheard. I said Mall Santa. So this is oh dude, Aripockily has a Patreon, I guess. Interesting. Anyway,
Maybe we can find out what their name means.
maybe.
Is it for patrons only?
I don't know. I mean, they posted it on Reddit, so I'm sure it's fine. But anyway,
if I patronize them, will they love me? Anyway, sorry.
Arctic Spirit, having spent eons. They spelled eons interestingly in this. But anyway, spending eons in the northern reaches, Mall Santa is constantly surrounded by an aura of ice wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can feel Mall Santa coming because the air around you gets colder as he approaches.
So this is a creature. Is it like an encounter creature?
Yes.
Are we fighting Mall Santa?
Because there's Mall Santa, and he also has Santa's helpers that have a stat block too. Yeah. Santa's helpers. Mall Santa is often surrounded by bands of masked servants employed to protect and carry out chores.
What can Mall Santa do?
They're called elves, but they could be any race.
Does he have any cool attacks or actions?
Yeah, so he has multi-attack. He uses Arctic Circle and makes 2 melee attacks. So his melee attacks are Freezing Maul, +8 to hit, 5-foot reach. It does 2d6 plus 5 bludgeoning and 1d6 cold damage.
That's pretty decent.
Challenge rating 6.
Okay, yeah, so he's not meant to be super hard. Actually, he's pretty easy.
That's the same as actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, I think.
I thought he was a 9.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or an 8.
I don't watch this show. Anyway, so Arctic Circle, he covers the ground within 30 feet in a thick layer of ice. It lasts for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
The area is considered difficult terrain for all the creatures of Santa's choice. So he chooses who is difficult.
That's a pretty unique one.
Yeah.
Well, not like completely unique, I'm sure, but most things at level 6 do not have that kind of fine control over their magic, you know?
It's a DC 15 dexterity save or knocked prone.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it really messes with your movement speed there. He has an ability called Jolly Laughter. Mm-hmm. He lets out a charming laugh. Each creature of Santa's choice within 60 feet that can hear him makes a DC 13 wisdom save. On a failure, charmed for a minute. Repeat the save at the end of your turns. Okay, it's just a charming laugh. He just charms people with his laugh.
Yeah, but I mean,
13 is not very high. No.
But I don't know, maybe your character has -2 on wisdom.
Yeah, who knows?
You know, like,
can we talk about how
13's pretty rough?
Everything's a wisdom save. Like everything's dex.
There's a lot of wisdom in dex.
I want to see more intelligence.
I want to see more charisma saving throws. So I was about to swear at you.
Banishment's a charisma save.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
that one's pretty common.
There are things
to happen.
Do you think charisma is common, or banishment?
No, banishment's common to happen, I think.
Well, I don't know. Maybe intelligence is less common. Yeah.
Okay, so Santa's helpers have a sugar rush, so they can take the dash or help action as a bonus action. Mm-hmm. They also have a candy shiv. +4 to hit. What? It's called a candy shiv, but it does bludgeoning damage? I'm not sure about that. I would go piercing damage.
I think I would homebrew that as piercing.
Yeah, piercing
I'd homebrew. Homebrew?
Homebrew the brew?
Which way do you say that?
Brew the homebrew?
Homebrew or homebrew brew?
Brew homebrew.
Brew homebrew. That's not it.
They also have a light crossbow, which also does piercing damage. Well, which does piercing damage.
That's why.
Maybe
that's why it's
they
bludgeoning.
wanted bludgeoning because.
All right, well, give him like a big candy cane or something. Give him like a, I don't know.
I just like the pun, Mall Santa.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's really good because it's just like like you hear Mall Santa and it washes over you.
Yeah, you're just.
It doesn't feel like anything. Like it doesn't arouse any reaction.
Mm.
You don't hear about a Mall Santa and then like it connects to anything. I guess that might be different for some people, but like what I mean is like it's not a special phrase. It's not like a thing that should trigger some sort of like, oh wait, Mall Santa, that's a tricky thing.
Yeah,
it's just regular words. It's some of the most regular ones.
There's just a couple of words out there, and those ones are
real regular words. Is that a thing?
Regular words?
Yeah, like words that just don't elicit any sort of emotional response or things like
is there a word for that?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of emotion would it evoke if there was one?
See, that one, I feel like, I guess, like, so when you say something like courage,
okay, yeah,
right, that's like a word that has things tied to it.
Yeah, I think of basically only good things.
Now, if we're only talking about phrases, though, Basket, what are you doing out there?
Basket is whining again.
Basket is whining. No, shoot. Actually, I'm having trouble coming up with phrases that are, you know, like
words that elicit emotion.
Yeah.
Murder.
That's a word. That's not a phrase.
Oh, well, I thought you said words.
No, I'm having trouble coming up with phrases that, like something that's in the opposite category from Mall Santa to me. Something where like the words, like the putting them together, it's important.
What I still don't know.
Is dash cam 2 words?
Dash cam?
Yeah. Or is it just one word, dash cam?
I feel like anytime I see it, it's one word.
One word? Okay, never mind. Because that one's almost one. Where like you hear Mall Santa and it's just like, all right, it's a Santa in a mall. But when you hear dash cam, it's a special kind of thing.
Oh,
like it puts it in a category and it like makes it, but like dash means something, cam means something. But when you put them together, it's like that's a special thing. But Mall Santa is just like it's a plain Santa, but he's in a mall.
Yeah. Well, it's not the real Santa. It's a guy dressed up as Santa.
Right, a plain Santa
in the mall.
It's not Santa Claus.
Right,
the real one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the official TM Santa Claus, the one owned by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Coca-Cola owns movie theaters and Santa Claus.
Put them together and what do you get?
Christmas Vacation.
That's a good movie.
The
Christmas
Santa
Vacation.
Claus.
That's it. Christmas Vacation is one of those things that's in the opposite category from Mall Santa to me.
Okay, yeah.
When you say Christmas Vacation or even Christmas Break, that, and it's not like emotions based on my life experience. It's just like
that means something.
It means a different thing.
Yeah,
it means a different. Yeah, it, like combining the words changes them somehow. I don't know.
Yes, I think I understand what you mean.
Yeah, we need to come up with a word for that. This is a linguistics podcast. What are we doing slacking on this?
You're right. Why do we keep talking about Dungeons and Dragons on this?
Why are we wasting all of our time on this game? When are we ever going to use this?
When are we ever going to use this?
But we use grammar every day. Dude, that was pretty solid.
Yeah. Bringing it back.
Yeah. What do you say we shut this thing down?
Yeah, finish it up. I think that's good.
Guys,
it's a podcast.
A quick message from our sponsor, Mark Brown. We love you guys. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Yeah, really though.
Yeah.
Seriously. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't not. Okay, so you know how the Fearbulk in the Adventure Zone can't lie?
Yeah.
I cannot not sound sarcastic.
He has a problem. It really is true.
Yeah.
He just like 2 weeks ago, he told me like a factoid, and I could not tell if he was being serious or not. I left. He told me 6 times in a row, absolutely, I'm being 100% serious. And he probably would have told me if he was joking by then. And he just, I left and I was unclear still.
I'm very sorry about this. I am terribly sorry.
See,
I can't do
exactly.
it. I am. And you know what? It's funny because I am almost always speaking in earnest. It's so rare that I'm actually sarcastic.
That was sarcasm.
No, it really is rare. It's so rare because I don't like sarcasm. I used to like it when I was dumb.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I've known you for too long.
Right. No. It gets other people too.
Really?
It does. So I usually have to clarify that I always sound sarcastic and I don't know what's wrong with me. But I really am being earnest with you. And like, if I say something nice about you, it's not me being sarcastic. It's because I mean it. That's
got to be some kind of curse.
It is some kind of curse. Man. I don't know what happened to me.
Because... wow. I don't know. I just feel like I never had a hard time being completely earnest. Are
you being sarcastic right now? No. I'm just joking. You sound totally 100% on the level.
Yeah. Actually, I have the ability, I think, to really to really be as sincere as I can be in a lot of instances. Yeah. I don't think I've ever done that with you. If I'm being honest. It's because I don't pull it out all the time. But anyway, this podcast ended hours ago.
So did shoot, I really can't bring it home this time. I'm out of here.
Yep. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Austin, goodbye from Nigel the Flumph. We'll see you guys next time.